The shelter and energy indexes were the main contributors to the increase.
The report also looked at all the items over the last 12 months, showing shelter and the cost of energy as the main contributor to the increase.
Increases in the indexes for shelter and energy were the main contributors to the seasonally adjusted monthly increase in the All Items Index.
I'm John Clemens.
Paul Manafort is avoiding a second trial by cutting a deal with prosecutors in Washington. USA Radio's Robin Walensky has details.
The very latest now on Paul Manafort, President Trump's former campaign chair in federal court in Washington, D.C., agreeing to a plea deal. He will provide information to the Department of Justice. Manafort reportedly already giving the DOJ information in connection with the Russia investigation. Manafort's attorney outside the courthouse speaking with reporters.
He's accepted responsibility. He wanted to make sure that his family was able to remain safe and live a good life. He's accepted responsibility, and this is for conduct that dates back many years.
And by agreeing to this plea deal, Manafort avoids a second criminal trial.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Yes, indeed. Hour number 2. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Good afternoon to our friends on the East Coast. Thank you for tuning in. We are back live on Facebook. Did a couple of things here to hopefully keep the feed going. So we'll continue to work on that, but we should be good this hour. Also, if you want to give us any information, questions, comments, whatever, John at gardenamerica.com. Facebook Live, you can also pick up the phone, 855-424-9825. Good job, Tiger. You spent your entire morning so far just trying to keep us on Facebook. We do appreciate that.
I'm highly stressed out right now.
I know. And for you, I love it. When he's stressed, he's mellow.
Right.
When I'm stressed, everyone can tell.
But we do have a question.
Yes.
So let's get to some questions because I've got some stuff coming in. Michelle wrote, "Hi, this is Michelle from Reading, and I have a bell pepper plant that I grew from seed in a big container that's producing tons of bell peppers and tons of blooms like crazy. I have it out in a sunny location out on my deck. It gets at least 5 to 6 hours of sun daily, and I've noticed that the leaves are curling up. Why is it doing this? Is there anything I can do to stop it?" So, great production, great growth, grew it from seed, and...
Can the heat do that to leaves on a tomato plant?
Well, it's a bell pepper.
Oh, I'm sorry, bell pepper.
But most definitely the heat can do that. But, I mean, that got put into an extreme weather area.
Yeah.
This plant grew from seed in this area and, developed into the plant, and it did produce. Redding, California, they've been getting really hot lately.
Yeah, very hot.
So, leaf curl on peppers. What's your thoughts, Sean?
Well, my thought would be with the heat in Redding, probably spider mites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the way she would identify that is a little bit of that almost dusty looking leaf, right?
Right, especially on the underside of the leaf.
From afar, it looks like it's dirty. When you get close to it, you can actually see the difference between the green and then the, what do they call that whitish? It's not a film, but
like
it's
a webbing.
Webbing. Yeah. So, and I agree. I think that spider mites would be the first thing that I would assume with the curling leaf. As John mentioned it, or as Brian mentioned, it could be, some kind of heat-related thing as well, where maybe, too much hot weather at once or reflective heat sometimes.
If it is too much heat, it'll affect the fruit. So you'll see sunburn on the peppers themselves.
Which looks like
a sunburn. You'll have green with a brown spot.
I describe it as if somebody had taken a cigarette and put it out on the plant.
Yeah, but it can be bigger areas.
Yeah.
Way bigger areas.
But, yeah, so,
But if the fruit looks good and the fruit's not burning, then I doubt that it's too hot for the leaves.
And for spider mites during this time of year, washing the plant off regularly.
If you did that every day, if you just shot the
stream
of water on the leaves, that's the best way to control it, especially this late and when it's covered with fruit.
Because, in Reading right now, she's probably only going to get production for another month and a half.
Yeah. You don't know when it's going to get cold.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Let me know during the break.
No worries. I'll send you that email that I got.
All right.
So, hopefully that answered your question, Michelle. And she did send it via...
was that an instant message on Facebook?
But I see that she's also on our Facebook, but I'll make sure to kind of give her those notes and some product recommendations as well.
We closed out last hour answering Rochelle's question. And
about her rose?
Hopefully she's back, because she said that she cut out right when we gave the answer. She was listening on Facebook.
Oh.
So if you are listening, Rochelle, the pictures that we took a look at were either damage from Roundup, which could, it'll eventually grow out of it, or chili thrips.
Chili thrips. You said chili thrips are like a year old now, right? And that it's been around?
Maybe 2 years in San Diego County. But this year with the heat, they've become a real problem. And with chili thrips, spray with spinosad, and that'll take care of them. At least they're easy to kill.
Okay.
So
either Roundup or chili thrips, I guess, is John's hypothesis.
That's right. Then we got an Tiger, because she said she wants to grow sweet peas next spring, but she wants tips on how to plant and protect from gophers. She lives in the Santa Maria Valley in a rural area with lots of gophers and other critters.
A little cage around it, do you think that would work?
It would, but the one thing to remember, I'm not sure about the Santa Maria Valley if they get freezing in the winter.
Yeah.
If you don't get freezing in the winter, root system develops and they take off in the spring when the weather warms up, and you get a great crop. Now, if the Santa Maria Valley is a little more, if it's affected a little bit more by the coastal influence, where you do have cold weather, then it's all right to go ahead and plant in the spring. But your suggestion was pretty good, Brian, to line the holes with chicken wire when you plant them.
And make sure you go deep enough, because gophers can crawl up and under, correct?
Deep enough, I'm not sure.
Well, the cage, when you put the cage around it, because gophers will be underground, and you want to make sure that cage is deep enough in the soil, right? So they can't, at least deep enough so they wouldn't go up underneath the cage and then into the plants.
You mean come over through the top?
No, the bottom. The bottom of the cage.
The cage is going to protect the plant, though.
Oh,
it's like a basket.
It's like a basket. You want to create a basket. So,
that's okay.
Yeah,
good, okay.
You're thinking of a barrier. You don't.
Yes.
The barrier probably won't work,
but the basket will.
The basket will.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Clears that up.
Or you can watch and trap them as soon as you see evidence of them. But the cage, the barrier is the best way to do it.
But they are solo creatures. They like to be by themselves. There's not usually three or four gophers.
If you don't get chicken wire, you can also use hardware cloth, but some physical barrier to protect them.
Solo, solitary. There's usually one when you have all that damage, right?
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if you would.
This is a rare moment to see Tiger stressed. I want you to know that this is a very rare moment.
It looks like everything's up and running.
It is,
yeah,
but it's exhausting.
Yeah. Look at my screen, John. Everything's up and running.
I don't know where you are. He's got Matthew probably on the screen.
I've got the beginning of our show on Facebook on my screen.
Hey, we got another question, though.
Okay, let's move on.
Perry, and she said, can you recommend a good book on willows? Now, while John is trying to figure out a good answer to that question because I don't know any particular books on willows, I will say that one thing about willows is that, so when we were in England, we went to the Hampton Court Flower Show, and we saw the most amazing willow plants. What they did was they took branches of willow, and they shaped them into topiaries, and did all kinds of wonderful like baskets, towers, groupings of them. Brian, have you ever seen those lucky bamboos?
Oh yeah, okay, they're everywhere.
Yeah, so imagine that, but with willow branches, and then making them into really neat, and I would more describe cut flower arrangements, because ultimately the willow tree would never grow.
It wouldn't grow,
as well. I mean, it was alive, and they did have roots on them, and they would do that. But so I went to our local florist this week and tried to find willow branches to see if I can start to do this thing. I can only find curly willow branches. I'm so bummed. Pussy willow and curly willow were the only ones that they had.
Yeah, because that's usually what they use.
Yeah, so I'm still searching. If anybody knows local sources of just straight willow branches in San Diego, let me know.
Did you look at the San Diego riverbed?
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Absolutely.
I'm scared to go down there.
And as far as a book on willows, there is a book called Willows, the genus Salix, S-A-L-I-X, from Timber Press. And that's the only willow book that I'm familiar with.
Okay.
So
I want to know why she wants to know about willows, though. Perry, what is it about willows?
Yeah, let us know, Perry. Just follow up. Maybe a follow up on that.
Well, if they wrote a book on willows, there's obviously a lot that you can learn about it.
That does not mean anything if they wrote a book.
All right, it is 16 minutes after the hour. It is break time once again, going into our commercial break, back with more segments, of course. John at GardenAmerica.com. Facebook questions, as you've heard and seen. That's the quickest way to get your comment addressed or your question answered as we return after this.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go.com for more info.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. I pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-521-9579 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-521-9579 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-521-9579. That's 1-800-521-9579. Again, 1-800-521-9579.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Right back here on Garden America, I'm Bryan Main. Thank you so much for joining us. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. GardenAmerica.com. You can also call to Perry is someone I've known for a long time. Thank you for watching Perry on Facebook, and we're glad that you've fallen in love with willows.
Yeah, and we were commenting and created a little bit more interest in it.
That was one of my favorite movies, by the way.
What?
Willow. Do you remember that movie?
With the little magic. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of a movie, right?
Kinda.
Yeah.
A little baby that they was a princess they were trying to save.
Yep. But it's a giant.
I'm sorry. Say something else about.
Well, they created a discussion, and Carolyn wants to know if she can grow willow trees in North Florida. And if she's in very North Florida, yes, because willows like a lot.
Like you
the
said.
humidity's okay, but they do not like dry heat.
So they also need a kind of a cool winter.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can get some diseases.
At least dropping down into the low 60s.
So if you're like lower than that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, you need to have some freezing in the winter.
Really?
Zone 9A.
Well, I guess so, because I was thinking because they grow them in Alpine out here.
Yes, they do. Yeah, it gets cold in Alpine.
You're right.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry.
So North Florida, what's the verdict?
So I mean, depending on what part of North Florida, but if it gets below 50s or into the low 50s in the wintertime, you'll be okay. And as long as it isn't one of those areas where it's in the hundreds with hot, dry heat in the summer, that would be okay. So it depends on the area of Florida.
And we assume she's talking about what most people refer to as the weeping willow.
The weeping willow. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Salix babylonica. But I was telling Tiger during the break, there's
Salix babylonica?
Babylonica.
Babylonica. Okay.
Yeah. But there are native willows to Florida, Salix floridana, which if Tiger had bought the book, Willows, the Genus Salix by Timber Press, he would know about.
Wasn't there a song in the 60s? Was it Peter and Gordon? Willow, wait for me.
Yeah, there was.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on, yes. And from amazing to nothing?
Yeah, how terrible that tree.
We got to figure this out.
Take it out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they only live 3 years anyway, right? Or 4 years, so pull it out. No, all kidding aside.
So there's a couple of things that can cause a tree to fruit one year and not the next. Number one is that stone fruits have what is required or deemed chill hours. So every stone fruit has a set numbers of hours that it needs to be dormant in order for it to produce fruit each year. So you can find out those chill hours based on the variety just by going online, typing the name of the fruit, and how many chill hours is it required. Sometimes it's 300, 400, 500. Cherries are somewhere usually around 800 hours of chill.
Cherries got to have the cold.
Exactly. So that's one reason why something would not fruit.
Unless it's a low chill cherry.
Well,
don't you love
it?
You know,
leave me alone.
He's sitting in the peanut gallery section.
Yeah.
That's why.
And so that's number one, why something would not fruit. Number two, why something would not fruit is pollination. You know, some trees are self-fertile, which means that they do not need other trees around them to become fruit. They just will. Other trees require pollinators. So if you have and when I say close by, I mean, you know, a quarter of a mile, half a mile as the bird flies, good enough for most trees to be able to pollinate each other and then have fruit. So if it's a tree that requires a certain pollinator and you don't have that tree nearby, it would not produce fruit. Or if it's, you know, sometimes what happens is that tree that could pollinate it is so far away that some years it produces it and some years it doesn't.
So it's not unusual for this to happen. It's not, I mean...
Yeah, when you think about these two criteria, if you're borderline chill hours, some years you're going to get chill, some years you're not.
You're not going to get chill.
Right, as far as the pollination goes, though, if she had a ton of fruit the year before, unless the tree nearby died, and rarely, I can't think of any nectarine varieties that are not self-fertile.
Right.
So I don't think that would be the problem. But one thing that could happen would be a winter freeze during the time or weather all winter.
Yeah.
And my tree was in full bloom at the time, and all the flowers just froze off, so I got a very limited crop.
I think you would do a lot better with your backyard, your garden, if you had moved a little bit further south. You'd have less of these problems.
Well, I'm going to move further.
Don't say
east,
north.
Right?
No, I'm moving further east. I'm trying to think if it's any further south. Maybe a tiny bit further south.
Are you moving across the freeway?
No.
Oh, you're not that far east.
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm only 2 miles down the street.
Wow.
So, and I mean, but, you know, with Lorraine's question, these are the things that plague farmers. And this is why fruit is so susceptible to weather changes. I mean, you know, as John mentioned, a freeze, but not only can a freeze affect a flower cycle, but if we have an knock off the blooms, which then could affect your fruit as well, and you cannot get fruit because all the flowers have.
So I guess the long and the short of it is, to answer the question, wait till next year and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
2 years in a row.
It's a nectarine, so it's probably self-fertile. Depending on where she's at, she needs to know her chill hours and what the tree is.
Yeah, do some research
to know what chill. Because I think it's probably more of a chill hour thing. So I mean,
even though it did so well the year before.
Well, but yeah, I don't know, because the pollination, the you know, like you're talking about where the flowers fall off and stuff. I mean, I guess it could happen a couple years in a row. So I was gonna say, like, she would maybe if that happened again this year, she would realize it. But yeah, it's tough. But it's usually environmental. When you don't get production, it's usually environmental. It's usually nothing to do with the health of the tree because it's getting fertilizer.
Or sometimes operator error, as we like to say.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Any more questions from Facebook or?
Well, Perry is wax. She lives on a pond in a wetland in a peninsula in Washington, and she's just fallen in love with grasses and willows and would like to know more about landscaping with him. And,
God, good for you for living up there, Perry.
Yeah.
What a nice place.
Yeah. So everybody has their interest. Willows are very pretty landscape trees.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, break time. It's almost 30 minutes after the hour, gentlemen. Another half hour to go here, Garden America, on your Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are. Hey, keep those Facebook questions and comments coming. Also, John at Garden America, 855-424-9825. Bryan, Maine, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. We're going to take a break and come right back. Happy weekend, and thank you for tuning in and supporting Garden America.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-557-6095 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-557-6095 for your free author submission. 800-557-6095.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on ConsumerAffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-
in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-217-5107. 5107.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to Structures is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $100,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Attention investors. Respected names in the financial services industry are not evaluating if there will be a significant market downturn, but when. Higher interest rates and prospects of a trade war suggest the stock market is headed into a perilous direction. Subprime mortgages, which are back, could potentially devastate the real estate market as they did before. And with stocks simply overdue for a fall after this second longest bull run in history, even bullish analysts are recognizing these indicators that equities are in big trouble and have projected stock market losses up to 40%. You can protect your IRA or 401k for maximum safety and opportunity with physical gold and silver, as they are assets that remain genuine stores of value no matter what's happening in the marketplace. Call Augusta Precious Metals today at 855-858-5806. That's 855-858-5806 to get your free guide to precious metals investing. Call Augusta Precious Metals today at 855-858-5806. That's 855-858-5806.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
That's right, John at gardenamerica.com. You can also post your questions, comments right there on Facebook, or give us a call at 855-424-9825, 35 minutes after the hour on this Saturday, and discussing another podcast show afterwards today. A couple of weeks ago, fall bulbs, which is tough to say continually, fall bulbs. That was the overwhelming choice of our listeners and viewers, so that's what we did. It's posted, and we'll talk about, I guess, maybe watering or something after the show, so look for that to be uploaded.
Unless listeners have another idea.
If you have another, yeah, just post it on Facebook, absolutely.
Tiger wanted to do watering last week,
right?
And he got overruled by our listeners and said, we want to hear about fall bulbs.
By a lot. It was almost unanimous.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas for a podcast.
So if you don't send us an idea, you're going to hear about watering.
Yeah. Otherwise, post your ideas on Facebook, and we'll do it, certainly. And, of course, you can go to our podcast page, a link in the newsletter, or download the iHeartRadio app and look for Garden America.
You know, we've been talking a lot about willows today, which I think may be the first time in 20 years
we haven't talked about willows at all.
And I wanted to mention that there was an article in this week's newsletter called Make Your Own Rooting Hormone. And the way to do that is from willow branches. Because willow branches, the young branches, not, old branches with bark on them.
They have to be fresh.
But take the tips of the branches. Those are really high in IBA, which is indobutyric acid, which is a rooting home, and salicylic acid.
Wow.
Which is the basis for what, Brian?
It's an acid trip is what it is.
It's the basis for aspirin.
Aspirin, yeah. You mentioned that. We talked about that before, yes.
Right. So the rooting hormone that you get is the result of using the willow branches. Not only encourages rooting, but you'll get an antifungal effect from the aspirin, the salicylic acid.
That's very cool.
So that is really cool. And plants that you might think you could never root from a cutting, if you put them into willow water, they'll root very easily.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so
willow talk. We've been doing willow talk here this morning, which is kind of fun.
And what you do is you get a handful of willow branches, cut them into 2 or 3 inch sections, and then put them into water that has just been boiled and let them sit for 24 to 48 hours. And then after that, you can take out the branches, and then whatever you want to root, just put in there. And you can dip them in there, then put them into a rooting medium, or you can just let them sit in the container and root that way.
This is a great idea for videos, John. That's great. That's a great idea. Look for that to come to a YouTube channel near you soon.
I have to find a...
you got to boil the water?
No. Water I can boil, but finding a willow tree in San Diego may not be easy.
A little difficult.
Yeah.
John at gardenamerica.com, Facebook Live as we broadcast and stream over BizTalk Radio. Thank you for joining us this morning here. Got about 20 minutes to go. And again, taking suggestions on our Facebook page, or you can email John as far as the topic of our next podcast, which we'll do after the show. About a 15, 20-minute podcast. The latest one, which we posted last week, is on fall bulbs with a lot of great information. That said, John, he said, she said.
Well, poor Rochelle.
Yeah, she's on the wrong video.
She still didn't get her answer, so.
Really?
So I'm going to just email her an answer.
Yeah, because everything is
Meanwhile,
looking good.
I've been trying to figure out how to set this timer so I can root some rose cuttings. And I think Tiger's probably messed the thing up for me now.
What? No way.
Messed it up.
Got it done.
It's ready to go.
Yep.
10 seconds once an hour.
Yep.
Did you really?
I don't know.
You had no idea what you were doing.
That looks like a Rubik's Cube to me.
I mean, is it old? Is that an older?
No, it's new. And the funny part about this is I used to have one, which took me forever to program, but I did it and it worked fine for 2 years. And then it finally broke, I guess, from being out in the sun. So I got a new one. And when I got the new one, same brand, but it says now with improved, easy to follow instructions.
They send you a book.
Yeah, I guess when I get home, I'll look on YouTube and see if anyone has done that.
Beautiful. I've learned a lot on YouTube with things like that.
Yeah, I don't think that for some reason, I just have a hunch that that's not going to be on YouTube. But
no, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. I know. As long as we're on this subject.
Sure, go ahead, John. Take this show in any direction you want.
Well, my wife went to Hawaii yesterday with my daughter, and I dropped them off at the airport. When I came home, I went to open the garage door, and I couldn't open the garage door. The remote wasn't working. And so I thought...
There's a quick release on those garage doors.
No, so I thought, well, probably what happened is the battery's dead after, I guess it's been 3 years.
Okay.
So did you ever try to change the battery on one of those things?
Not that I recall. Is it a different kind of battery? Not the same
Well, you can't even open them.
Yeah, they're tough. They don't have like a battery slot. You have to separate the plastic.
Right.
And
that's a genius idea.
And in doing that, I feel like I break it every time.
Yeah, that's what you think is it's going to break. So I went on YouTube and I found out somebody showed you how to do it. And the little clip that's on the back, you pry that in there and separate them. And like Tiger says,
those are nickel?
Yep.
Nickel battery, yeah.
Yep.
That's what's in there. Speaking of opening things like that, and this is far off the subject, but Tiger knows about this with the GoPro camera, especially with the GoPro 5, because it's no longer do you have to buy a case to put it in. It's already waterproof, but trying to open those suckers up to get to the battery or to charge it, it's the same thing. When you slide that thing back, you feel like you're going to break it. So, but I guess it has to be that way for the waterproofing of the camera. Speaking of things that are hard to pry open and get into. Let's see, Dave Bagnasco here.
Yeah, he's on another video too. I'm trying to sort through the other videos, but
I'm up to date on mine.
Yeah, people keep going to our past videos in the last hour, and they're like, "Why can't I hear you anymore?" Or live feed keeps fading in and out. No, it's not you, Dave.
No,
it's us.
but this hour has been good though so far.
Yeah.
So this hour has been good, but yeah, you will see, and that's the beauty. Any show that you missed, all of our videos are on our Facebook page. So maybe you come across an old show. That's okay, but you can at least have the ability, like we archive our radio shows on BizTalk, to go back and watch something you missed.
Something exciting that I'm going to get to do this month. So
can I do it with you?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
A bourbon company contacted me, and they do this thing that because in order to make bourbon, they have to use oak barrels, and the process they can't reuse the oak barrel. So once the bourbon is harvested, that barrel is no good. So in the process, they cut down a lot of trees. And so they organize this fundraiser to plant new trees, and they do promotions. So I'm going to lead a nature walk through Torrey Pines State Park for this bourbon company for their customers in the San Diego area. And then after that, they're going to take them to this private tasting and all of this other stuff. Yeah.
So you're going to take them through that area of San Diego and talk about the trees
and the wildlife.
And
It's kind of funny because, I mean, it is San Diego in the summer, so I did tell them, Torrey Pines is beautiful. It's but we're going to be just looking at tumbleweeds because
There's
it's, the
nothing
end,
going
it's
on.
the end of summer in San Diego at a state park. Like, this isn't a botanical garden, so it's going to be a lot of brush and dried stuff.
And you told them that, right?
Yeah,
Like, okay.
yeah. But we can talk about the Torrey pine, which is a really neat tree and a very...
Which is not native to California, is it, or San Diego?
Yeah, that's the only place in the world they are native.
They are.
Exactly.
They are. So they are native. Yeah.
So you were right. It was just the opposite of what you were saying.
I knew it was one or the other. It was one or the other, and I rolled the dice.
Yeah.
Because I know that most, if not all, the trees here have been brought in from someplace else.
Yeah, I mean, I
Except for the
believe...
Torrey Pines. I thought Columbus brought the Torrey Pines over here.
No. They were here when Columbus got here.
It's always tough because in San
And just
Diego...
for our listeners who want to correct us, we know it was Balboa on this side and Columbus on the other side.
Balboa on this side is exactly right.
But yeah, I mean, San Diego doesn't have a lot of native trees. We've got some oaks, we've got the sycamore, and we got the Torrey pine. And the Torrey pine is only in the Torrey Park.
Right, just that one area.
Torrey Pine State Park area.
Yeah, is that something?
It's
right there when you go south, coming out of Del Mar, down driving south, Torrey Pine State Beach.
Exactly. And so, I think it'll be fun. I think it's always neat when people can tie in
bourbon and nature walks.
Yeah, bourbon. But just whatever they're into plants. I mean, plants have to do with a lot. I mean, medicines.
Oh, absolutely.
Our food, all of that stuff. When we were at
Everything.
the Heirloom Festival, I mean, just seeing all the things that the plants were tied into and the soil was tied into was really neat to...
Okay, one more segment to go, and so far, Facebook Live, we're still on the air. Hopefully you can find our live feed. But if you're listening on the radio, that's good as well. Looking for suggestions, possibly, after the show as far as a podcast subject, so you can post that on Facebook. We're going to take a break right now, come back with our final segment. Tiger, Bryan, John here on Garden America for your Saturday.
Everything is coming up roses in San Diego from October 25th to 29th. Lance Walheim here, and I'm honored to be the keynote speaker at the National Convention of the American Rose Society. Bio-Advanced and Heirloom Roses will be co-sponsoring the 18th annual Save the Roses auction, along with the rose shows, speakers, and festivities of the American Rose Society. So join me at the San Diego Crown Plaza Hotel and Convention Center, and go to gardenamerica.com and check the homepage for links to registration and event schedule.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single father of 2 young kids, it changed my ability to use my timeshare. The frustration of not being able to use it was compounded by annual maintenance fees that nearly tripled over a 3-year period. I was desperate to get out. After searching online for sell my timeshare or get out of my timeshare, it just looked like one scam after another. I needed a real, permanent, and legitimate way to get out of this for good. I'm Brandon Reed, the founder of Timeshare Exit Team. We will get you out of the timeshare you can't use or can't afford anymore. We get people out safely, legally, and permanently. We are more successful because we have more solutions. Schedule a free consultation to review your ownership situation and find the best strategy for you. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full refund. Call Timeshare Exit Team today.
Call 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112.
Call Timeshare Exit Team today.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us while you focus. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries. Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
Does your water stain and damage, smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or city water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. That's GreatHealthyWater.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
Hey, and just like that, our final segment as we continue on this Saturday. Happy weekend to you here, broadcasting from the iHeartMedia studios, San Diego. And we, of course, we love having you. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Tiger.
Thoughts and prayers to everyone. Settle down and get better for them over there.
We are thinking about you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah. I don't think you were laughing at that.
No, I wasn't laughing at that, but I was laughing at myself because the first thought that came to my mind, being from the Midwest, was, do you think the rain will hurt the rhubarb? Have you ever heard that expression?
No.
See, in the Midwest, that's a common expression. And
You know, it's a common expression in Australia that they use in their everyday language and vernacular.
What's that?
Is reckon. Yeah, I reckon we should do this, and I reckon we should do that. And I'm thinking the last time I heard somebody use that was probably Haas to Little Joe. They use reckon a lot. I'm like,
really?
Yeah. Well, I reckon we should probably go to the store.
Even young people?
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
Really?
I'm watching YouTube videos of some of these people, and they're out of Australia, and I'm hearing them just every day. And they don't say, this is interesting, because when the word no, they say nor. There's an R there. They're putting an R in there.
Nor?
Yeah, like, no, I'm not going.
Nor.
Because I can't do an Australian accent, but there's an R sound in there.
Huh.
So,
hey,
yeah, back to where we should be.
I wanted to give just a quick apology that we weren't able to have Facebook go smoothly the first hour. We were trying some new things, and Tiger did a great job.
Second hour's been fine.
Yeah, the second hour's been fine, but I do know that some people got caught between Facebook and the radio trying to go back and forth.
Exactly.
So if you missed what Matthew was talking about, and we were talking about our trip to Alaska next July, you can go to Earthbound Expeditions right now.
And Tiger's got that link posted up there on the Facebook page.
And find out the details, the itinerary for our tour.
What a
and I'll have
price.
it posted next week on Garden America.
That price is unbelievable for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's an upscale trip.
Right.
And half the price of the trip is probably us staying in
the balconies.
Yep.
No, well that, but I mean in Victoria, the land part of the trip before we get on the cruise, is pretty expensive. But
they whittled it down.
As you said, great value all around.
Absolutely.
And to have only balcony ocean views for the rooms is really
And
nice.
you will see on this cruise and in these waters, you could look out your balcony and see whales and dolphins and a lot of sea life. It's just magnificent. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just got a comment that said, we're in.
Oh, beautiful. Let's go.
Yeah.
There's one.
That was my brother, Dave.
Good. You know what? I'm glad Dave's going to go. I missed Dave in the last couple of trips. So, Dave, welcome. We'll have some fun, you and I.
You got a man crush on Dave.
I do. Oh, absolutely.
You guys get along really well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's everything that you're not, so therefore, no.
Aw.
He does have a different temperament than me. I would have to say, of all my brothers, he's probably the most into fun.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. He is. Yeah. You're a little more serious, subdued. A little more.
Yeah. Very.
A little more
very
serious.
Quiet.
Hey, now, so we got a suggestion on the podcast.
We did.
Topic, right, John?
Yeah. Beyond just planting bulbs for the fall, what else do you do in the fall?
Yeah.
Everything from cleanup to what you should plant.
right now, the month of September. What should people be doing to get ready with whatever they have going on?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that.
Well, we might.
It does help
Again, I don't think anyone.
Maybe not dedicate an entire podcast, but somehow work it into. Facebook Live 855-424-9825. That is the number to call.
And so, speaking of fall, so we came across this quote at work, and we thought it was a nice quote for the fall. And it was, "The trees are about to show us how lovely it is to let dead things go." Or it says dead things, but the one that we wrote said, "Just let things go," meaning they're going to drop their leaves and just move on.
Let it do it.
Everything. So
that sounds a lot better than dead things.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And all those people who live in various areas of the country where the leaves fall and you got to rake it into a big pile, and then what do? You run and you jump in the pile of leaves.
Well, I remember in Michigan that we lived in Detroit. To October. Out to the curb in the road, and then you would light them on fire. And you would burn them right there at the curb.
You say take it out by the curb, but you're still, what's underneath it? The sidewalk? So you're just burning on cement?
The street.
The street,
yeah.
Wow, that's so foreign to me growing up in San Diego, right, Tiger?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody did that, they would be instantly arrested.
Oh, yeah. Hefty fine, at least.
Yeah.
And, well, one of the main differences in San Diego, as far as fall color goes, is that it happens so late. I'm thinking we sell varieties of liquid amber just for their color, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they don't start turning color until December.
January, yeah, right?
Really, it's December before they start to change.
One of the very few places here in San Diego that may reflect other parts of the country is that Drive 163 through Balboa Park and the zoo. Where you actually have
sycamores.
We see fall colors. I mean, just like you would any place else.
Yeah, I think that
we had a maple tree, huge maple tree. Beautiful.
A maple or a liquid amber?
Maybe liquid amber. Liquid amber, yeah.
And then the other thing, too, is for us, like you mentioned, it happens in December and it's done in February. You know, if you're on the Midwest, your fall is 3 to 4 months, right? You get
No, it's only about 6 weeks.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
You only get the falling leaves for 6 weeks? The changing colors?
If that long.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. So it happens quick. Once it starts, you're done.
Well, yeah, because the leaves don't change color till it gets cold, and once it gets cold, it snows.
So there you go.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time.
That's how that works.
But it's called Indian summer, that period where it's not freezing, but still pleasant.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. A little rough spot here and there, first hour Facebook Live, but we're getting that down. Second hour seemed to go smooth. And again, we do appreciate it. Thanks to everybody. I want to thank Brandon, Zach, Jeremiah, everybody back at the hub, keeping us on the air. For the entire crew, John Bagnasco, Brian Main, Tiger Palafox. Till next week, have a safe weekend and get growing, Garden Americans. Take care.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those